Hello and welcome to your 40-minute empowered flow yoga class. This is an all levels class. I will be offering you modifications, and if you have yoga props or tools, if you will, you can grab those. They're great to have. Yoga strap or a resistance band, something you can use as a strap. If you have 2 yoga blocks, that would be awesome. If you don't have yoga blocks, I highly recommend them. They're a really good investment and they're not expensive. You can usually get them at like discount stores or at places around town. You usually can get them in a set for under $10. So they are a good investment. And then if you have a blanket or a cushion, something, you can grab that, or a folded towel. We'll use those a bit later. We'll put them aside for now. I want you to come onto the back of your mat into a child's pose. So big toes together. I want you to have your knees a bit apart. And you're going to stretch your arms forward. And I want you to have your arms a little more like a Y. So just a little more space for your hips and shoulders here. And bringing your forehead to the mat. Just taking a few deep breaths here to settle in. Let's bring in your intention and attention to your body, to your breath, to your physical space, to your mat, and to your practice. And if there's someone in your life or some ones in your life that you're concerned about, you know that are going through a hard time, and you just want to send some love to them, some care, you can dedicate your practice to them. And may they receive the benefits, the strength, the support of your practice. I want you to start to lift your head. You're going to take your left arm and you're going to thread it underneath the right, and you can have your left palm face up. And then you're going to bring your chest back towards the floor. And it may be for whatever reason that you're not able to bring your forehead back to the floor. That's a-okay. You may be a little more endowed in the chest. Just bring yourself to whatever degree you can here and breathe. And breathe in into the back of that left arm. Good. And then as you inhale, lift in the head, draw the left arm out. Now we're going to take that right arm and thread it under. Bringing your chest back towards the floor. And breathe. Breathe in into it. Good. And then inhale, lifting up your head, drawing that right arm out, bringing the right arm in front, and then we're going to come up to our tabletop. So you want to have your knees underneath your hips, wrists underneath your shoulders. We're going to take cat and cow. Inhale as you drop your belly, lift your chest, lift your tailbone. And then as you exhale, press into your hands to really round your spine. Taking a few more, moving with your breath. Let's take one more together. Good, and let's meet in a flat back. So your back is flat. You're going to inhale. As you exhale, you're going to curve your right ear and your right hip towards each other. We're going to inhale back to center and exhale left hip, left ear towards each other. So we're going to move side to side. Inhale back to center. Exhale as you turn. And take once more each side, inhaling and then exhaling. Hopefully it feels good. Last side. let's inhale, come back to center. You're going to curl your toes under. We're going to walk our hands back, and we're going to come for a squat. Then this is where I recommended or gave you the option to have a blanket or a towel. If your heels aren't able to go to the ground, like if you're like this with your heels up, you can take your heels onto a blanket or towel and come into your squat. And this gives you grounding, and then you can focus on opening up through your hips. So you can have your elbows to the inside of your knees out to the sides. I like to imagine you have a magnet on your tailbone and it's attracted to the floor. So your tailbone is down, and then we're lifting up with the chest, up with the heart. And breathe. Just taking a few more breaths here. Imagine you're breathing into your tailbone, feeling grounded. We're going to inhale. As we exhale, we're going to start to lift our hips and fold. You can have your blocks here as an option. You could bring your hands to your blocks, and we're just going to pedal out the legs a little bit here. So bending into one knee, straightening the other, and just shifting side to side. So hands can be on the blocks at whatever height, or fingertips can be to the floor, or even your shins. So making it work for you. Good. We're going to inhale, and then as we exhale, we're going to come back into that squat. So hips down, chest up, inhale, exhale. Let's come back up to our forward fold. Let's one more time walk the legs out here a bit. So just shifting your hips side to side. Just warming into it. Good. And then last time, let's come into our squat. Heart lifts, inhale, exhale, coming up, and let's fold. Hands can be anywhere. A little slight bend into the knees. Let your chest come towards your thighs. Let your neck relax. Good. And then press down into your feet. We're going to come up to stand. Arms up, reach up, inhale. Hands together overhead. As you exhale, we're going to open our arms to the right. Like our arms are like a T. And I want you to gaze back towards the right hand. Inhale, arms straight up overhead. And then exhale, open your arms to the left. Gaze back behind you. Good. Inhale, straight ahead, arms up, inhale. And then exhale, bend into your knees. We're going to fold. I want you to halfway lift. Inhale, lengthen. And then as you exhale, I want you to walk out to a plank. And so we're going to come to our plank. Body is straight. Option, bring your knees down. And I want you to have your feet not together, but you could even have them a little wide, almost as wide as your mat. We're going to inhale. And as you exhale, you're going to draw your right wrist towards your right hip and bring it down. Left and down. Right and down. Body straight as you can. And try not to sway your hips side to side. I know it's easier said than done, but let's take 2 more each side. So you're trying to keep your body as straight as you can as you draw the wrist towards the hip. Once more. Good. And then bring your knees down, lower down onto your belly. I'm going to move my blocks. Okay. So from here, I want you to bring your arms straight out like a T. On the inhale, we're going to lift our arms and our legs. And when your arms lift, I want you to squeeze your shoulder blades together on your back. And then exhale, we're going to lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. One more time, inhale, lift. We're going to pause here, hold. So feel your shoulder blades draw towards each other towards the spine. Lift up the legs. Breathe. One more, lift everything. Inhale. Beautiful. Exhale as you lower. I want you to bring your hands underneath your chest, and we're going to press up for kind of like a dangling cobra, a little more exaggerated cobra. Press your hands down, chest lifts. You can squeeze your glutes here. You're going to inhale. As you exhale, turn to look over your right shoulder. Inhale forward. Exhale, turn to look over the left shoulder. Inhale back to center. Exhale as you fold back down or come back down. I want you to take your right arm out to the side, like at a 90-degree angle. You're going to start to roll over onto your right side, and you're going to bend your knees. You're going to lift that left hip so it stacks on top of the right, opening up your chest. Breathing into it. Inhaling, exhale, come back to your belly. Now you're going to bring the left arm straight out from the chest at a 90-degree angle. And you're going to come over onto your left side, knees bent. And breathe, opening into the chest and that left shoulder. I like the arm bent at a 90 degrees here because I feel like it helps you not overdo it. Sometimes people with the arm straight kind of crank it open and get an injury. So this just helps you to kind of keep it in check a little bit. Breathe. Inhale. And then as you exhale, we're going to make our way back to our belly. You're going to have your hands underneath your chest. And we're going to press up. I want you to curl your toes under. Set your hips towards your heels. Getting a toe stretch here. Arms reach ahead and forward, head to the mat if you can. And breathing into it. Good. From here, we're going to come up towards our tabletop. Toes are curled under. We're going to press up to a down dog. I want you to walk it out a little bit here. So bend one knee and then press the opposite heel towards the floor. Hold and breathe. Good. And then switch. Bend in one knee and then the other leg comes more straight as you reach the heel towards the floor. Breathing into it. Good. From here, we're going to gaze between our hands. We're going to walk our feet up. Half lift, inhale, exhale, fold. And we're going to come all the way up. Arms up, reach up, and hands to the heart. Inhale, arms up. Exhale as you fold. Half lift, inhale. As you exhale, we're going to plant our hands down. I want you to step the left leg back, left knee down. And we're going to come up for our crescent lunge or Anjaneyasana. Arms up, inhale. As you exhale, you're going to open your arms out to the right. So you're going to twist towards that bent knee side. You're going to inhale to come up. Exhale, hands come down. You're going to have your left hand on the floor. You're going to lift the left knee and you're going to open the right arm up. And breathe. That left leg is nice and strong. Inhaling, exhale, right hand down, left knee down. We're going to bring that right leg back. We're going to lower nice and slow towards the earth. And then when we get there, you should have your arms out. This time you're a little bit more of a 45-degree angle. We're going to inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. And squeeze. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. One more time. Inhale, lift and hold. So draw your shoulder blades towards each other on your back. Reach, point through the toes and then lift. Breathe here. You can do it. One more inhale, lift everything. Beautiful. Exhale. Release. And we're going to press back into a child's pose. You can stack your hands, rest your forehead, and take a few breaths here. Breathing into the back line of your body and relaxing. From here, we're going to come up towards our table. I want you to bring the left foot between the hands. Right knee is down. We're going to come up for our Anjaneyasana. Inhale. Exhale, open the arms out into like a T. Gaze back to your left fingers. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, hands down, right hand down. You're going to curl the right toes under, lift the right knee, and then you're going to lift the left arm up. So you're twisting to the left. Inhaling, exhale. You're going to bring that left hand down. We're going to step up to the top of our mat. Half lift, inhale, exhale, fold. We're going to come all the way up, arms up. Exhale, hands to the heart. Bring your arms by your sides. Take a couple breaths here. Feel grounded down through your feet and into your legs. Inhale, arms up. Exhale as you fold. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, plant your hands, left leg back. Left knee down. We're going to come up for our Anjaneyasana. Inhale. Exhale, we're going to open back up to that twist. Now from here, I want you to bring your left elbow to the top of the left elbow to the top of the right thigh. You're going to bring your hands together. I want you to hug in your low belly. Thumbs towards your sternum. We're going to twist to the right. Breathe. Good. Inhale. And then as you exhale, you're going to untwist. Hands are going to come to the ground. You're going to set your back foot up for warrior two. And then we're going to rise up to our warrior two. Front knee bends straight ahead. Arms parallel. Gaze over the front fingers. And reach through your front and back arms. As you inhale, I want you to straighten the leg, front leg, but keep a little micro bend. Inhale, and as you exhale, reach to the right. It's coming into triangle. The right hand comes down on this leg, left arm up, and now you can straighten that front leg. Open up the chest and breathe. Chest nice and open. We're going to inhale, come back up to warrior two, bend that front knee. Inhale. As we exhale, we're going to cartwheel the hands down, come onto the ball of the back foot. We're going to step that right leg back, feet a little wide. We're going to lower down onto our belly. I want you to have your fingertips wider than your mat and come onto your fingers like they were tents. Tops of your feet to the floor, elbows lift. As you inhale, press into the fingertips to lift your chest, lift your eyeballs. Exhale as you start to roll down. Keep your elbows lifted, bring your forehead to the mat. Inhale as you lift up. Exhale as you roll down. And one more time. Inhale, lift up. And exhale as you roll down. Good. I'm going to bring the hands underneath the shoulders. We're going to press back to our tabletop. And then from here, you're going to bring your left foot between the hands. We're going to inhale to come up for that Anjaneyasana. We're going to open to our twist. And then from here, right elbow to the top of the left thigh. I want you to hug in your low belly. Bring your hands together. Thumbs towards your sternum. Twist to the left. And breathe. Good. As you inhale, we're going to release the twist. Hands can come to the floor. You're going to set that back foot up for a warrior two. And then we're going to come up for a warrior two. Reach through the back and the front. Arms bent into that front knee. Good. Remember your person you dedicated or your people you dedicated your class to. Send them some of this energy. Inhale. As you exhale, I want you to straighten the leg, but keep a little micro bend. So we're going to straighten it and then bend it a little bit. Inhale. As you exhale, reach, reach, reach. Open up the arms, and then you can straighten the legs. Back of your neck is long. You can gaze up at the top hand, or if it feels better, you can gaze down towards the floor. We're going to inhale, come back up to our warrior two. Inhale, and then as we exhale, we're going to cartwheel the hands down, come onto the ball of the back foot. Good, we're going to step it back here. We're going to step it back to a down dog. Have your feet a little wide. A little bend into your knees as you press your chest toward your thighs. Relax your neck. Breathe here. And then from here, you can spread your toes and bring a little more straightening into your legs. They may not go all the way to the floor. And this is another way you can use your blanket when you practice. You could bring your heels on top of the blanket, and this helps you to ground down. You're going to inhale, and then as we exhale, we're going to start to walk our feet up, half lift, inhale, exhale, fold, and then inhale. You're going to come all the way up, arms up, and exhale, hands to the heart. Nice work. So from what we're going to do next, you may want your blocks if you have them, and you also may benefit from a chair or the wall. It's just an option. We're going to go into a balancing sequence. I really like the blocks here. So clear your space. All right, so to start out, I want you to take your left foot, you're going to lift your toes, and I want you to spread your toes nice and wide and then ground your left foot to the earth. You're going to take your right ankle and you're going to cross it on top of the left thigh. Okay? So left foot is on the ground, right ankle crosses. Now from here, you're going to bend into that standing knee. You're going to bring your hands together in front of your heart, and you're going to maybe bring your forearms to the top of that right leg. That knee bent's helping to get into the hip. Let's take a few breaths here. Good. From here, we're going to start to come up, and we're going to come to a warrior three. So that right leg, we're going to start to stretch it back. Arms can come out like an airplane, and I want you to have your hips even. Option to bring your arms straight in front. Okay, so from here, we're going to come to a half moon. So the left hand is going to come to the floor or a block at any height. Now you're going to start to stack the right hip on top of the left hip, open up the right arm, right leg is nice and strong. You can gaze down towards the floor, or you can start to gaze up towards the right hand. Open up your chest and breathe. Inhale. As we exhale, we're going to start to drop that right hip, even with the left knee. We're going to come back up to warrior three. Whew. Good job. We're going to come up, and now we're going to recross that right ankle on top of the left thigh, hands to the heart. Inhale, exhale, forearms possibly to that right shin, and maybe your fingers can come to the floor or your blocks. I want you to straighten into that left leg a little more as you fold, and breathe. Good. As you inhale, bend into the left knee, lift your chest. We're going to come up. We're going to stand and shake it out a little bit. Nice work. Build strength in that hip. We want to build strength and mobility and flexibility, so we'll work on that next. But that was our strength segment, a little opening. Now from here, I want you to ground. Open up your right toes, spread your right toes, and then ground to the earth. Standing leg strong. Bend the left knee, cross the left ankle on top of the right thigh. Now it could be that you just stay right here, bend into the knee, and you can use the wall or a chair or something to help. Or you can start to fold from the waist. Maybe bring your forearms to that left shin. Just a couple breaths here. And from here, we're going to inhale. We're going to start to come up and we're going to open to a warrior three, left leg back. Option to stretch the arms out in front or out to the side. Squaring your hips. Okay, now bend into that standing leg. Option to bring your right hand to a block. You're going to start to stack the left hip on top of the right. Open up the left arm, chest open. It's a-okay to look down towards the floor. And breathe. From here, put a little bend into your standing knee. And then you're going to start to turn that left hip towards the floor so that your hips square. We're going to come back up towards a warrior three. And then we're going to come up to right to stand. Left ankle on top of the right thigh, hands to the heart. Inhale. Exhale. Elbows towards your forearms. And then maybe your hands come to a block or to the floor. Straightening a little more into that right leg. And breathe. Go ahead, bend into that right knee. And you're going to bring that left leg down. You're going to inhale, arms up, reach up. Big breath. And exhale, hands to the heart. Good. From here, we're going to inhale. As you exhale, bend into your knees as you fold. Halfway lift, inhale. And then as you exhale, plant your hands. We're going to step back to a down dog. And then we're going to bring our right knee between the hands for pigeon. So you can do that from your down dog. Or you can bring your knees down and then draw the right knee between your hands. Fingertips to the floor, and you have that left leg stretched straight back. Lift up through the chest, inhale. And then as you exhale, you can start to fold forward. If your hips are uneven, like your left hip is way up in the air, you could take your blanket or your towel, and you could tuck it underneath your right hip to help even those out. You could bring a forehead to your block. So lots of options. And breathe. Notice if your jaw is clenched, relax your jaw. And take about 5 more breaths here. Good. From here, we're going to lift the head. If you have something underneath that hip, move it. Now we're going to take our left leg. We're going to bring it forward. And now you're either going to stack your left ankle on top of the right thigh, right ankle underneath, or if not, you can bring the ankle in front. And if you're like this and this knee's up high, you can take a block between. This is like a double pigeon or fire log. So you're going to sit tall, inhale. You can stay right here, or hands are going to come in front and you just start to fold forward and breathe. We'll hold here for about 5 or 6 more breaths. Good. And then as you inhale, we're going to start to walk your hands back. Now from here, you have this left leg either stacked on top or in front. You're going to take that leg and keep that. That's going to be your top leg. Now the bottom leg, you're going to bring that right foot to the floor and you're going to have your left ankle cross on top of the right thigh. Okay. And then I want you to sit tall and draw your chest towards that shin just for a few breaths here. You can rock a little bit side to side with the legs. Now we're going to keep our legs as they are. We're going to start to lower down onto our forearms and then onto your back. Okay, so you have your left ankle crossed on top. You're going to keep your legs as they are, and you're just going to let them fall over to the right. So it's just going to go straight over to the right. Left foot is going to come to the floor. If it doesn't reach, you could put a block underneath that foot. The outside of that right leg is to the floor. Personally, I like to take a hold of my left ankle with my right hand and then press that left knee away from me and open that left arm out from your left shoulder. You can gaze straight up. You can let your eyes close. Just breathe into it. Just notice where you feel it. I feel it in that kind of IT band area up into my outer left hip and into my low back. And I know some people feel this really strongly and some people don't feel a lot happening here. So whatever it is for you, you just notice, and I want you to send your breath to it. Relax your jaw. Starting to kind of wind down here. Good. From here, you're going to release, and you can actually help it. Take that left leg and then bring the knees towards each other and come over onto your right side. And then you're going to start to press yourself up. Take your time, but we're going to come back into a down dog, walk it out. And then we're going to come to pigeon on the other side. So you can bring that left knee between your hands. Option to bring the knees first and then draw it forward. Right leg stretches back. And again here, if your hips are uneven, you're kind of wonked over to the side, then take your pillow or take your blanket or your pillow and you can tuck it underneath your left hip to straighten out the hips. Now let's start tall. Lift up, fingertips to the ground, lift up, nice and tall and proud. Inhale, and then as you exhale, start to bring your forearms to the ground. You can use your block or you can stack your fists and rest your forehead there. And soften the back of your neck. Just taking a few more breaths. Okay, and then as you inhale, start to walk up with your upper body. Shift your weight. If you have something underneath the hip, move it out of the way. Shift onto that left hip, and then you're going to draw that right leg around. Now here you're going to stack your right ankle on top of the left knee, and then left ankle underneath the right knee. This is option one. Option two is you could crisscross that ankle in front. If this is already a lot, you could stay upright, or you could start to bring your hands forward and start to fold forward. And breathe. Anywhere you feel tightness, tension, and imagine there's just stress locked in there. So send your inhale to help. And then as you exhale, imagine you're breathing some of that tension out. Couple more breaths. Good. As you inhale, we're going to start to come up. And you're going to take this right leg, and then left foot is going to come to the floor, and you can have this right ankle on top of the left thigh, hands behind you, and then you're going to lift the chest towards that thigh. Just for a few breaths. Maybe you can kind of rock your legs a little side to side. Okay, and then keeping your legs like this, you're just going to start to lower yourself down onto your back. Keeping the legs as they are, you're going to start to bring the right foot to the left. And then you can take that right ankle into your left hand, right knee presses away, and then your right arm straight up from the right shoulder. And breathe. Okay, from here, you can take that right leg, start to lift it up, and then bring your legs towards each other, coming over onto your left side to press yourself up. I want you to get your strap or something you can use as a strap, and then you're going to come back down onto your back. I want you to bring your strap underneath the arches of both of your feet, and you're going to stick your legs straight up into the air. I want you to hold the edges of your strap, and then you're going to open your legs as wide as you can. And then you're going to start to rock side to side, drawing down with your arms on your strap. Reaching up through the heels. Shoulders relax and breathe. Bring your legs together. Keep your right foot up. Bring your left foot to the floor. Hold on to the strap. I want you to bend the knee and straighten. Bend and straighten. Bend and straighten. One more time. Bend and straighten. Take your strap just in your right hand. Left arm out from the left shoulder, inhale, and as you exhale, open that right leg out to the right. Reach through the heel and breathe. Left foot can stay on the floor or you can stretch it out straight. Reaching from the inner thigh through the inner foot. Let's inhale, draw that leg up, switch hands. Right arm straight out from the right shoulder. You're going to inhale, and then as you exhale, take that right leg to the left, keeping the right shoulder towards the floor, and breathe. You can turn your head towards the right hand. Good. As you inhale, bring your gaze up, bring that right leg up. You're going to take that left foot to join the right, and then bring your right foot to the floor. Take a hold of the strap. I want you to bend the knee and straighten. Bend and straighten. Bend and straighten. One more time. Bend and straighten. Good. Inhale. As you exhale, take the strap just in your left hand. Open that leg out to the side. Reach through that heel, and then option to stretch that right leg out straight. And breathe. Good. Inhale as you lift that leg up. Switch your strap, switch hands. Left arm straight up from the left shoulder. You're going to inhale, and as you exhale, take that left leg to the right. And breathe. You can turn your head towards the left hand, but if it bothers your neck, keep your gaze straight up. Go ahead, inhale as you lift that leg up. You're going to move your strap, bend the knee, move the strap. Take a full body stretch. Reach through your fingers and your feet. arms down along your sides. You can lift your legs straight up for a few moments here. Just noticing how you feel. And hopefully there's a little more peace. And remembering your person or your persons that you set in dedication to, and imagine sending them some of this energy as well. Good, and then bring your awareness back to yourself. Just feeling your breath. Just feeling the lightness in your legs. Good, and then from here you're going to bend your knees, bring your feet to the floor. You're going to stretch your legs out. And I want you to take up a little bit of space here. So open out your legs a little wider, open your arms a little wider than maybe you normally would. And get your body as comfortable as you can. If you have that blanket or towel, you can put it under your head. You can roll it a little bit under your neck for some support. Allowing yourself to rest here, relaxing your feet. Letting your legs be heavy. Relaxing your hips, your chest, your arms, your hands, your whole back, your face, your eyebrows, and your mind, and the whole body relaxed and rest. And slowly begin to bring your awareness back to your physical body, starting to wiggle your fingers and wiggling your toes. You can rotate your wrists and ankles. Bringing your legs together, reach and overhead for a full body stretch, reaching through your fingers and your feet. Inhaling, and as you exhale, bring your arms down along your sides, bend your knees, feet to the floor, come over onto your side. You can rest for a few moments on your side. And then begin to press yourself up to a comfortable seated position. Bringing your hands together in front of your heart when you arrive. Little bow to your heart for showing up for your practice.